Hare Krishna. We'll start with a prayer. Om Ajnanatirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin iti namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatodesha Tarine जय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरं हरि ओं तत्सत् Hare Krishna. I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you for joining, and I really apologize for the change in timing. So I'm just trying to work out my schedule. Uh, let's get started. So last week we covered the 2.50, the 50th verse of the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So today we will start from the 51st verse of the Bhagavad Gita. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Uh, so as I'm sharing my screen, as we read it, I want you also to recite this, because when we recite these shlokas from the Bhagavad Gita, it is very purifying for us. So let us, you can be on mute, but you can also recite with me. कर्मजं बुद्धियुक्ता हि फलं त्यक्त्वा मनीषिणः जन्मबन्ध विनिर्मुक्ता पदं गच्छन्ति अनामयम् कर्मजं बुद्धियुक्ता हि फलं त्यक्त्वा मानिष म- मानिषिणः जन्मबन्ध विनिर्मुक्ता पदं गच्छन्ति अनामयम्. So the word by word meaning: karmajam means due to fruitive activities, buddhi yukta being engaged in devotional service, he certainly, phalam we know results, okay, taktva giving up, manishinaha great sages or devotees, janma bandha from the bondage of birth and death, vinirmukta liberated, padam means position, Gachanti, they reach Anamayam, without miseries. Translation and purport by our beloved founder Acharya Abhay Charanarvinda Shila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Shila Prabhupada Jagat Guru Shila Prabhupada ki Jai. So please hear this attentively. The translation says that by Krishna is saying this to Arjuna, by thus engaging in devotional service to the Lord, great sages or devotees free themselves from the results of work in the material world. What is Krishna saying? Once again, I am repeating: by thus engaging in devotional service to the Lord, great sages or devotees free themselves from the results of work in the material world. In this way, they become free from the cycle of birth and death and attain the state beyond all miseries by going back to Godhead. So, just before before we go to the purport, I want to share something. Okay, when I just read this, a reflection came to my mind, and since we have Amit Prabhu and Meksham Prabhu. So you can relate to this very well. And so would Lalmohan Prabhu be also be able to relate. So we know, right? We say that, okay, if you get into this university, then you will get a good job, right? We typically say that, right? Many people who have got into this university landed up in good job. That's how we say, right? So Krishna is saying that, okay, see, those who did devotional service to Lord, great sages or devotees who did this devotional service to Lord, they got themselves free from the results of the work in the material world, and then they went back to Godhead. They got freed from the cycle of birth and death. They got freed from the cycle of birth and death, and then they went back to Godhead. So, what is the route? It starts from doing devotional service. Okay, so let's go to the purport. Srila Prabhupada is saying the liberated, the Srila Prabhupada is saying the liberated living entities belong to that place where there are no material miseries. The liberated beings belong to that place where there are no material beings. And if you remember, re- I read this particular verse. This is from Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto in my last in our last Harikatha. Samashritaya पदपल्लवप्लवं महत्पदं पुण्य murare भवाम्बुधिर्वत्स padam param padam 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 yat vipadam natesham. This is a very, very sweet verse, very important verse. If you can try to memorize this, this means for one who has accepted the boat of the lotus feet of the Lord. Imagine the lotus feet of the Lord being like a boat. If one has accepted that boat, the boat of his life as the lotus feet of the Lord, who is the shelter of the cosmic manifestation and is famous as Mukunda or the giver of Mukti. Mukunda means the giver of Mukti. The ocean of the material world, okay, ocean which is a turbulent ocean of the material world, is like a water contained in a calf's footprint. That ocean's turbulent ocean's water becomes just like a hoofprint of a calf. How big are the foot of hoofprint of the calf? Calf means the child of the cow. How big are those? This much. And how much water can it hold? Just this much, right? This much. Okay. Now, if there's a big ocean, turbulent ocean, and in that there is a small boat, it is sailing and like, oh, water is like this, then what will be like? Okay, anytime I might drown, like it will be that kind of feeling. Oh, what is happening? What is it? It will be just like that. But if the water is only this much, will the boat move? I mean, the boat is practically on land. It will not move. So for one who has taken the shelter of the Lord, one who has taken the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, that boat one who has caught, what will happen? That oceanic water will reduce to what? Hoofprint of a calf, this much. That means their journey will become very stable. We have to just hold on tight to the lotus feet of the Lord. That's it. So then, then the translation says, Parampadam, or the place where there are no material miseries, or Vaikuntha is his goal, not the place where there is danger in every step of life. So for those who for those who have taken the shelter of that boat, for them their destination is what? Vaikuntha. That is their goal. Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha means where there is no kuntha. Kuntha means anxieties. Okay, how many of us want to be free of anxieties to go to Vaikuntha? So, so then that is the place. They do not want to be in that place where there is danger in every step of life. So the devotees of the Lord want to make a permanent solution that okay, yes, whatever it is, I have somehow I've landed into this one. See, think about it like this. Now, some of you are doing job, Lalmohan Prabhu's work, you land up suddenly in a job, you thought that, okay, this was like very lucrative and very high paying job. You came here, okay, but suddenly you feel like, okay, oh, you are being humiliated every other day. Like, and sudden everyone is treating you so badly. You came for this money, you get paid, but at the end of the day, like every moment, it's like your juice of the mind, body, everything is goes out. Okay, if you are in that, have you heard of people who are in that kind of a toxic environment, right? So just think about it. They may be, it is just a material example. Okay, but if they are like every moment, like they are totally stressed out, and then they are working days, nights, and like okay, working 24 hours, but no one is satisfied. So it's just like that. But if you see externally, oh, they have a good job, right? So technically, Prabhupada explains this further. Owing to ignorance, one does not know that this material world is a miserable place where there are dangers at every step. Now I want to ask you, if you before you came to Krishna consciousness, were you aware that there is danger at every step? Right? I mean, we always make plans, right? In our plans, we never think that there'll be a problem, right? Our plan is like hunky dory, rosy picture. But during the execution, we feel, oh, this is what happened. Does this make sense? Like, okay, are you able to relate or is it not relatable? Okay, so let me take some example. Like, okay, um, I um, very recently, you may have heard there is this flight that took off from Ahmedabad. Okay, and within few seconds it crashed. Now think about it. Like, okay, this was traveling to London, like Ahmedabad to London bound flight. Lalman Prabhu, have you seen that? Very aware. So I saw that. Like, okay, I mean it barely took off. It was like 47, 45 seconds in flight, and after that it was not even 1 minute. Okay, and then it crashed, and it crashed into one medical college, like um BM Medical College, like in Ahmedabad, into a hostel of that college. So none. So now the people who are taking food in the canteen of the college, they died, and the people who are in the flight, they died. Imagine that none of these people knew that there was a danger coming, right? None of them knew this. Then if you see very lately, like there is a nice a Christian priest, actually a saintly person, like who was just talking like okay, in a podium, like okay, he was shot dead, like okay, just 2 days back. So someone just came and just shot there, actually. This was if you see, this is the nature of this material world. Think about it. Just a moment before that, before this happened, had this person or anyone in this thought like that this is coming up? No. But this is suddenly, like in the quick turn of events, like everything changed. And think about it, like the family of this person, right? Like for them it is a life changing event altogether. Think about the families of those people like who were on the flight. It was a life changing event. In fact, I came to know that okay, there was one person like who missed the flight, and this person was cursing the taxi driver, like okay, oh, you just delayed it. And then like okay, when she reached the airport, she knew that okay, the flight had crashed already. So this is the nature of this material world. So Prabhupada says here, out of ignorance only, less intelligent person try to adjust the situation by fruitive activities, thinking that the resultant actions will make them happy. Fruitive activities means they think that okay, let me work hard, I will earn money, right? This is a tendency of this material. Let's make money, more money, and I will enjoy life, right? Everyone thinks that okay, I just really want to make money, I want to enjoy. Or if someone thinks like okay, the material concept of someone being spiritual is, let me do a Ganpati puja, let me do this puja, by which I will get like a lot of Lakshmi puja, Chopra pujan, right? Okay, Chopra pujan is like okay, the book of accounts will be done puja during Diwali. Okay, I will start a new business, let me please Lord Ganesh, and then I'll get this. They will get wealth also. There is no doubt about it. But what Srila Prabhupada tells in the next line is, they do not know, uh, they do not know that no kind of material body anywhere within the universe can give life without miseries. No matter whatever kind of life you have, you will not be without miseries. If you have taken birth, means misery is guaranteed. Now let me give you some example. Okay, there is a very famous personality, very um, very famous personality. His name is Rockefeller. Okay, there is a very big museum in New York. I think Amit Prabhu, if you ask your brother, he will tell you. Very big museum, and you can Google that also. He's a very famous, very world famous personality in the uh, 1960s. Around that time, he was very famous. But what happened is, like, okay, his son, like, now this is a rich dad, like his son had been for an excursion. Okay, and in the excursion, you know what, like, he was he was eaten by some animals. Actually, he was doing his excursion, and then he lost his life. Now this man, like, okay, who is such a rich guy, like, okay, he said, okay, I have lost everything. Now my mind is not sticking to anything else. So he had he was still so rich. Whatever people are running after, he was still so rich. Another example, if you can see Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs, like, okay, he's we all know about this Apple. Everyone in the world knows about Apple. Not about the Apple that we eat, but more than that, they know about the Apple that we use in as phone or MacBooks or whatever, right? iPads. This is such a popular thing. But Steve Jobs was diagnosed with cancer, and he told his doctor, "Can I get like 6 months to live?" Doctor said, "No, um, sorry, it's not in my hands." So why I'm saying this is because think about it. If if our goal, if our ideal is to make money, these are the ideals that we are chasing after. Now let's look at popularity. You have you heard about popular personalities who have committed suicide? I will tell you one thing, like, okay, one of the personalities, it became a very hot news. Like, there are so many such personalities. If you take American personalities, celebrities, there are so many Indian personalities, so many. But one of the personalities, just to name one, like, okay, was Sushant Singh Rajput. He made a lot of news. Okay, he was in his prime youth. He had so much money. He had all the opposite sex chasing him, and in the midst of everything, he committed suicide. So what? So there is something to think about this. Okay, what are our goals of our life? If this is what we are chasing, then this is the end goal. See, like, here is the thing. If we followed, it is like this, right? You followed a right ideal, you end up being the right place. But your ideal was only a beggar. then, then obviously, like, you will not become something different, right? I mean, you followed exactly the footsteps of someone like who 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 was extremely depressed in his life. Then in that case, we will not find the genuine happiness. So Srila Prabhupada, that's where he says the miseries of life, namely birth, death, old age, and disease, are present everywhere within this material world. But one who understands his real constitutional position as the eternal servitor of the Lord, and thus knows the position of the personality of Godhead, engages himself in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. See, the miseries of life, birth, death, old age, and disease, are present everywhere. Any of us are free from this? Any of the family members, any of the members, any creature or any living entity that you know in this entire world, in this entire that is free from this? No. Anyone who is born, they have to go through this, right? Sometimes we are like very stressed that, oh, this person is having this disease, that disease. I am so far. What do I know? Like one devotee asked me, present here, like, okay, oh my, this relative is in this condition. What do I do? Then I said, okay, what can we do ultimately? There's nothing that we can do. In our hands, we can pray for this particular soul, but we will not be able to make any impact. I will tell you when genuinely true, I mean, a real scenario I have mentioned earlier also. My father, he was diagnosed at one point of time with two major catastrophic diseases. He had cancer and he had a blockage in heart. Okay. And he was like, there were 11 doctors, four in the US and seven in India, for whom it was consulted. All of them said, like, okay, if you do this heart surgery, then in that case his cancer will spread. And if you do the cancer surgery, then his heart will not survive in the operation table. He will die immediately. So it's a choice you have to make, like, okay, whether he dies immediately or he dies after some time, like, okay, with all the problem. Now, do you think it's a good solution? It's like choice between barren land and Dead Sea. Which one, where do you want to die? Right? So, but somehow or other, he, um, there was a devotee like who suggested, like, okay, why don't you go to this particular specialist and they can help you. And when that was done, somehow he came out through that. And my father at that time, he went and told the doctor, you are just like God to me. Okay, he was not into Krishna consciousness completely at that time. But he said, like, okay, you are just like God to me. Because many times we say, right, आप तो मेरे लिए भगवान हो. And the doctor was very matured. He said, like, okay, I exactly did the same thing which I do for my other patients. Okay, but I have to tell you that I don't get the same results every time. The providence decides, God decides, like, who will survive and who stays. Because patients say that, okay, I did great thing, but I cannot tell you a lie. I am exactly doing the same thing for every of my patient. Some survive, some don't. Can you understand? Like, okay, see, we also have that tendency, right? Let's go to a good doctor. Oh, after this good doctor also, that we could not do it. But we have to understand, it's not the doctor, it is a supreme doctor. It is still a doctor, but this is a supreme doctor in whose control everything is running. So, one who understands, see, this line, we have to really understand it well. One who understands his real constitutional position as the eternal servitor of the Lord. One who understands that I am just insignificant. What is my role? Jivero Swarup hoye, Krishnera Nitya Das. My eternal position is to be a servant of the Lord. And by knowing the position of the personality of Godhead, he engages himself in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. So to know the position of the personality of Godhead, right? What do we need to do? How will we know it? Suddenly one fine day it will come? It will not happen. We have to hear about him. If we want to know, okay, what is the new feature about the new iPhone 17 that has launched, what do? We read about that, right? Right. So similarly, we have to read, we have to hear about that. And as we hear about the position of the personality of Godhead, this is where Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is revealing what is his position. When we hear Bhagavad Gita, when we read, study Bhagavad Gita, through that we understand what is Krishna's position, how, like, what is his significant position and what is our insignificant position here. Oh my dear Lord, you are doing so much. Array, see, to give cite an example, think about it. Have you, we know all this, like, okay, man has made rockets, right? Man has made airplanes, but God has made flies that can fly, tick, 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 tick. Insects that can fly. Can man make this much chip, like, which can fly? No, cannot. Are to put that engine inside, so man's engine is like gross, this big, right? It cannot go into that thing. If you just look at us, see the eyes with which we see, right? It has been scientifically proven that every moment we are capturing petabytes of data. Now, Man has cannot devise a system that can store this kind of capability like of one person. What to think about like rest of the universe? Because petabytes per moment, like okay, now whatever time the person lives, understood, right? This is only eyes. Then again, he hears also, right? There is audio going in. Then he will speak also. So there sensory things are there. The digestion that Krishna has given, it is such a complex thing. See, we think that okay, we ate, digested, we got energy. Array, who has built this heart? Who has built this kidney? Is any scientist going and doing, let me do one thing? Like, okay, see, think about this. Our body has, like, okay, our digestive system has acids that go in to digest the food. All of this system is there. The breathing system that we breathe in oxygen, we breathe out carbon dioxide. If you see everyone, like okay, the every human being, they breathe out this carbon dioxide, trees absorb those carbon dioxide, give oxygen. So can you imagine, like okay, this is such a self-sufficient system that God has created. Then look at it, like okay, this, if we go for to the bathroom, right? If we have to pass urine or stool, right? The pressure that one puts, right? Krishna is saying that pressure also I am only giving. That air also I am giving you. Krishna is still saying that is Bhagavad Gita. Okay, the blood circulation, okay, the that is happening. It is all happening. Like, how is it happening? We know, right? Like, okay, heart, like, if someone's heart gets choked, means that means like in that pipe something has happened because there is a blockage that is there. Can you imagine like how it is being naturally happening so nicely? So when we understand more and more about Krishna, then in that case we develop real faith. We develop love towards that Lord. Arey Lord, you are doing so much. No charge also. Free, complete free package. Okay. It's not that okay, oh, send me this bill. In this material world, we know, right? Anything that we do, like there is a bill attached to that. No lunch is free, right? And see Krishna's thing, like okay, is always giving us so many. See, we are those people, those who are in this material world, except for the pure devotees, the jivas that are there, they are those ones who have ignored the Lord. We came into this world because we did not want to be with Lord. Okay, we did not develop that Krishna consciousness. Okay, we want to be away from Krishna, and still if you see, our mind does not want to be with Krishna, right? So in that case, for this kind of what to say, for this kind of children, Krishna has created like okay, fine. I know that okay, you have you have gone away from me, but still let me create facilities. There are all these different nice plants that are there, which will give different kind of crops, different kind of food items are available, so that we can have those. Krishna is telling, just remember me while you're having. Right? No man created all these trees, right? Has anyone created apple, strawberry? Has any scientist done that? No. See, think about your favorite food. Where is that favorite food coming from if Krishna is not providing? Every meal, see, like, okay, if we love our parents, right? What do we do? Like, there is a food that comes. Oh, let's say, just for the sake of an analogy, let's say there is a pizza delivery that comes, right? And I got the money from my dad's pocket. I suddenly stole that money from my dad's pocket and I ordered pizza. I paid for that pizza. Now the pizza is delivered. Now think about it. There are two options. Option one, I take the pizza, I eat it alone, not giving it to anyone. Option two is I tell my dad that, okay, oh, I took this money from your pocket, but I really wanted to order this pizza for both of us. I wanted to get it for all the family. Which one is better? What do you think? You want to unmute and say?
Second one to share with everyone.
Share with everyone, right? So so I know that I took my father's money, and like, so I want to share it with my father. Everyone else agrees? Anyone says first, or first one? Meksham Prabhu? Second? Okay. So similarly, all Krishna is saying is, see, I have created everything for you. You have everything, but just remember me. This is so simple, right? So simple. I have given you everything. You enjoy everything. And so that is why the devotee, what he does is he always engages himself in that transcendental loving service of the Lord. That, oh Lord, daily think like this, like, Lord, you gave me this job. See, like, okay, I'm sitting in this country. So many people are undergoing so many difficulties, but somehow you're every day you're protecting me. Think about it, Prabhu. There is danger at every step. There are how many I have seen like this. There are many people who've gone to work who did not come back. I will share one quick thing. Okay, when I was when I was in my seventh, eighth grade, somewhere around that, I know one person. I know one family. So he was a neighbor. So this person, he had been to his office. He was into a mechanical industry. Like, okay, I don't remember the details, but like, okay, he was into a mechanical industry, and he was about to leave from his office. And when he was about to, he just left into his office. He went to his bike. He started his bike, but then he just remembered, oh, by the way, I forgot my tiffin box inside. Let me go and get the tiffin box. So he went inside to get the tiffin box, and just as he was coming out, he saw, actually, before he could see anything, okay, there was a hook of the crane which was up. It just fell, and it just fell on his head. And the hook of the crane was 1.5 ton in weight, means 1500 kg. So you can imagine what happened to the head. So we have to remember that every day morning as we wake up, we should thank Krishna, that thing, Krishna, you are giving me another day. So I am forgetting you every day, each and every moment I am forgetting you, but you are giving me day after day. Please allow me so that I can enthusiastically engage in your service. Please allow me, please bless me so that I can become a pure devotee. I really want to chant your holy names with sincerity. I want to remember you every moment, no matter whatever work I am doing. See, if we remember this, right, then what will happen is, then we will understand that, okay, I have to remember Krishna every moment. And Krishna says this, our scriptures say that, Om apavitra pavitra va, sarvavastam gatopi va, yat smaret pundraikaksham sa, bahaya abhyantara suchi. That is, I may be in an impure stage, or I may be in a pure stage. Having passed through various circumstances, if I can remember the Pundrikaksha, the lotus-eyed Lord, that is Krishna, then Sa Bahya Abhyantara Suchi means Bahya and Antara. That means internally and externally I get purified. Which means what? We have to constantly chant the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Every moment, like, we should try to see that, okay, we are able to chant this holy name. Okay, we could be working. Yes, yes, what can I do? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Okay, yeah, take this. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna. Okay, yes, yes, what? Okay, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna. Here is your thing. So it is a practice. It may not happen, it may not happen immediately, but Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us one very, very easy principle by which we can do it. You want to know what is that? So Mahaprabhu said, he told the residents of Navadvip at one point of time that we are doing in the daytime, we are doing this Nam Sankirtan, but at the night time we are sleeping. So um, let us utilize from now on. Let us chant during day as well as night. Okay. So no one questioned Mahaprabhu. So this is another important thing. Like whenever they heard from Mahaprabhu, they accepted it with faith. That means we can chant. So Mahaprabhu told them that okay, how you can chant. So the principle lies in Trinadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Sahisnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari. Trinadapi Sunichena. That means to be more humble like a blade of grass. So see, like okay, we go and sit like when we have our prasadam in the Detroit temple, right? We go and sit on the grass. So does the grass say, "Hey, what are you doing? I am the lord of this place." No, right? The glass just bends down, okay? It just accommodates. No matter whatever we are doing, it just accommodates us in that humble mood. Taror api nuna. Taror means tree. The tree, if you see, it's always tolerant. In every situation, it's tolerant. It is the tree. In Michigan, it is very clear whether it is sunny, like okay, like it goes to sometimes 100 degree Fahrenheit. And if you see sometimes little bit more than 100, and sometimes winters are so extreme. Winters are like minus 20 degree Fahrenheit and feels like is even lesser than that. So if you can imagine that the tree never says, "Array, get me some blankets. How will I survive it?" No, in that thing, like whether the leaves are falling, everything, the tree stays there. And despite all that, some of the trees, if you see, they have so long life. Like okay, sometimes I go to the park, I look at these trees. They are they are worn out actually, but they're still out there. Just see sometimes like the barks of the tree, you will see they're cracking. Sometimes there is a hole that has happened in the tree, but it's still there. So because it is going through so much, it's still there, tolerant. Amanina manadena. Amanina is giving respect to others. Now this is easy, but the next part is difficult. Manadena, that means not expecting any respect in return. Now this is like okay, if someone says, "Hey, what are you doing?" And then what will be our immediate thing in a double verse? Arre, what are you doing? So, right? So, and it's so we respond like that because we are tempted. Now, what happens if we fix our mind like this that okay, no, we'll not, we'll try to lead a humble life, try to be tolerant, try to respect others. It's not that okay, we take abuses from others, not in extreme situations. We should take guidance under those situations, but we should try to adopt this principle that Krishna, I want to please you. For this, I want to be genuinely humble. I want to be genuinely tolerant. I want to give respect to others, and I do not want to expect and respect in return. Then what happens? Kirtaniya Sadhari. Then from our lips we will continue to chant and the chanting will come. We cannot stop it. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram, Ram, Ram. It will just happen like that. If we develop this mood, I was hearing from my spiritual master actually, his name is Radhanath Swami today. He was telling, he was giving so many examples in this. So I know we are running out of time, but to to go to the next part. So consequently, when one engages in this transcendental loving service of the Lord, consequently he becomes qualified to enter into the Vaikuntha planets, where there is neither material, miserable life, nor the influence of time and death. Now think about it. There is there is no influence of time. Many times we think, "Arey, time hi khatam ho gaya. We ran out of time." Just now I was saying that. There is no death, okay, and it is not miserable. It's not material. So to know one's constitutional position means to know also the sublime position of the Lord. I was telling that, right? So we have to know, when we know Lord's position, then we'll know, Are, Lord is there and where are we, right? We know our insignificance because many times we think, okay, I am only the boss. But we have to understand, Are, I am not the boss. I am the lowest servant of the boss. That should be our mood. Material mood is I am the boss. I if do whatever I'm saying. That is the material nature, right? Everyone wants to command, whether it's family, whether it's job, whether it's anywhere, political nature, right? Everyone wants like I am the authority. But the spiritual mode is like, okay, I am the servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord. That's the thing. So, one who wrongly thinks that the living entity's position and the Lord's position are on the same level, is to be understood to be in darkness and therefore unable to engage himself in the devotional service of the Lord. This is very important to understand. See, many people, they understand like, okay, this going to temple is good, bhakti is good, but then I have my own things, right? I'm so busy, right? Have you come across this? So I'm so busy means, right? I have more important priority. A Lord can wait also, but we don't know what our next moment is. We have just lost the opportunity. Okay, it could be the very next moment, could be the last moment of our life, and we could be doing something like which will take us to our next destination, because we will not be meditating on this, right? If we are hearing, then in that case our consciousness will build for remembering the Lord. And if we are remembering the Lord, then no matter whatever situation we are in, good, bad, ugly, whatever it may be, but our destination is confirmed, like our spiritual body is getting formed. We are making his permanent solution to our problem. This is very important. See, we should not focus on our problem. Oh, this happened in my life. But what we should focus is, am I able to remember Krishna in my every situation? This is a test of like, okay, whether we are advancing or not. If we are able to see Krishna's hand in everything, we can ask, like, okay, how do I see Krishna's hand in this situation? That is something that we can do. But if we get absorbed in our problems, we have to, then in that case we cannot rise above it. So we have to always see, how do I rise above this problem and look at Krishna's hand. When we see like this, right, then what happens is Krishna starts reciprocating from there. Okay, this devotee, despite all the situations, this devotee is constantly taking shelter of me. And what happens to the other category who do not like who are who who do not trust on the authority of the Lord? What happens there? Prabhupada is saying next line. He becomes a Lord himself. Like he thinks of himself as a Lord only. Arey, I am the boss actually. I am dukan ka malik main hu. I am the malik of the dukan, or I am this family's boss is me only, or everyone should listen to what I'm do. This is I am this district's boss, country's boss, this boss, that boss, and thus paves the way for the repetition of birth and death. Okay, guaranteed that they have to come back. Okay, so but one who, understanding that his position is to serve, transfers himself to the service of the Lord. One who understands that, okay, I am just insignificant, Lord is my master, Jiviro Swarupa Krishna Nityadas, I have to serve the Lord. What happens? That person becomes qualified to transfer himself. He serves the Lord, okay, he starts acting in the mood of service to the Lord and at once becomes eligible for Vaikuntha Lok. So what happens is his ticket for Vaikuntha Lok is booked. Okay. Okay, it is Vaikuntha or the topmost of Vaikuntha planets. Golok Vrindavan is booked. And service for for the cause of the Lord is called Karma Yoga or Buddhi Yoga. We have heard, right? Karma Yoga, we have heard, right? What is that meaning we hear in the behind the truck? It is written like, तुम अपना कर्म किए जाओ, फल की चिंता मत करो, तुम ये करो जो वो कहते हैं और फिर वो होगा जो मैं कहता हूँ. It's not like that. This is Karma Yoga, that okay, where we offer ourselves to serve the Lord. That is most important. Everything that we do, we have to articulate our life in such a way that okay, I'm working, Krishna, I'm doing this work for you. How do I see that? Like, okay, I want to give some fruit of this work that I'm doing for you. Krishna, see, I'm driving to my workplace. You have given me this work. It can be taken away from me anytime, right? Krishna, till you are giving me this work, I'm able to do it. Understood? That way, what happens is this work becomes spiritualized. Krishna, I am studying because you got me admission to this place. I want to use my knowledge in your service. Please engage me in your service. I want to become a pure devotee. Krishna, I'm bringing these flowers for you. Krishna, see, I'm driving this devotee for you. Krishna, see, I'm coming to attend this Harikatha to hear about you. I'm so eager to hear about you. Krishna, please make me eager to chant about you also. Krishna, see, when I chant, this is coming to my mind. Talk to Krishna. See, when we establish that relation with Krishna, right? Slowly, slowly, what happens is our anarthas or the negative qualities that are there, right? Those goes away. And we do from anartha nivritti, that means from coming out of our anarthas, we go to artha pravrutti. That means we develop positive qualities. The negative qualities can, if they are substituted by the positive qualities, we will grow in bhakti. When our negative situations are complemented by overlooking the negative part and by focusing on what positive do I have, then in that case we make advancement by leaps and bounds. So I would conclude by sharing like, okay, because here it comes like, okay, service for the cause of the Lord, right? So I want to just conclude by saying one thing, like, okay, how can we understand this? So we can understand that if you see Hanumanji, he had this service mode for Lord Ram, right? And what about if you see Ravan? Ravan had that lording mode. See, look at this. Ravan was so powerful that he built a staircase up to heaven. Have you heard of that? So Ravan had built a staircase up to heaven, but and he was able to go to heaven also, right? That was his that was the kind of power. And Hanumanji, he always wanted to serve Lord Ram. What was Hanumanji's mood? See, Hanumanji was in Sugriv's army, right? And in Sugriv's army, he was even stronger than Sugriv. But he never showed, Arey, Sugriv, like, what is your level? I know your level. Right? He did not do like that. He still appeared as a servant of Sugriv, in the mood of servant of the servant. And what was the outcome? Lord Ram embraced him. Lord Ram was so pleased with him. He was always thinking, how can I serve? And when he went to Lanka, like he was only asked to do seva of like, okay, getting getting to know where Sita Maya is. There were all other monkeys that were searching everywhere. But as soon as Hanuman got to know, he jumped, okay, to Sri Lanka. He was not flying there. He just jumped. But his intensity of serving was so high that okay, in that one leap he crossed there. And and he was asked to go and check the whereabouts of Sita Maya. But what did he do? He thought, okay, I have come here, but let me do some extra service. Let me give them a taste of what Lord's army, if they come, what kind of rampage that they can do. And he burnt Lanka also, so that they understood that "Hey, if one can do like this, what will what will the whole army do? It put fear in the minds of the enemies of Lord Ram. And see what was the reaction with Ravan? It's so proud. He was killed by Lord Ram. Just see like okay, Arjun and Duryodhan. Arjun, seva mode. He was loved by Krishna. Duryodhan, see, Duryodhan so enviously, okay, obviously we know. But if you see, one thing common is there between Duryodhan and Ravan. Both had darshan of Ram and Krishna, right? Both had darshan of Ram and Krishna. But were they dear to Ram and Krishna? Without the service mode, they were not dear to Ram and Krishna. That is why Srila Prabhupada said this again and again, that don't try to see Krishna, try to serve Krishna. And if we develop this genuine mood of service, in the mood of servant of the servant, then in that case, we will make enormous progress. See, because this is always we have to understand. See, we go to the temple, we are seeing darshan and we are coming out, right? There could be many people who will go and see darshan, okay, they'll come out. They may not make, they may make progress, but they may not make adequate progress. But one who is trying to constantly shravanam, one who is hearing, one who is doing kirtanam, like one who is doing japa, participating kirtan, doing participating in other services, then in that case, what will happen is they will make rapid jumps actually and rapid progress. So this is something very, very important. And how does Lord respond? See, like Duryodhan, we know how Lord responded in Mahabharata war, but how does Lord respond with Arjun? See, we know Hanuman, like Hanuman got this wonderful embrace, right, from Lord Ram, and Lord Ram is always looking out for Hanuman. He even asked when Vibhishan came, Lord Ram asked, like, okay, everyone said, like, don't take this Vibhishan. Lord Ram asked Hanuman, Hanuman, what is your view? Hanumanji was the only one who said, like, okay, Lord, I know he's from the opposite camp, but if one has come for your shelter, you should give it. He does not look, uh, I don't think like we should, he does not look suspicious. Hanuman had given this feedback and Lord Ram took that. Lord Ram said, yes, Hanuman, I'm happy with what you said. And same thing, like if you see in Mahabharata, like, okay, if you see Arjuna, what did, if you, what did Krishna do? Actually, um, Arjuna uh, was dear to Krishna, and Balramji's student was Duryodhan. So Balramji found a very good hand, very good groom for Subhadra Maya. That was Duryodhan. but but Krishna told Arjun that that Arjun, you can and somehow Arjun liked Subhadra. So Krishna, when he knew that, so Krishna said, okay, you can take Krishna, you can take Subhadra and you can run away from there. Gandharva Viva. So Krishna was the one who planted this seed. And when Balram said, Arre, I will take care of this Arjun, then Krishna came and said, Dauji, but look at it. Why did you choose that Duryodhan? And Krishna negotiated, like, okay, this is Krishna's this is Krishna's love. He is willing to take all type of risks for his devotees. Every situation Krishna is willing to go ahead for his devotee, that devotee who is dedicated in devotional service. So we have to, what our takeaway from this is, where are we in our bhakti? Are we, firstly, we should ask the question, am I sincere? If I am not, what can I do for being sincere? First thing is, am I regularly hearing? Am I regularly chanting nicely? These are the questions that we should ask. Then when we chant nicely, right, through our nice chanting, our service attitude will build. This chanting is something which will purify us in such a way, internally so many things will happen, like, okay, all these poisons will start coming out, and like, okay, the beautiful qualities of the bhakti will start developing, just like the churning of the ocean initially. Like when the churning of the ocean, samudra manthan, that happened, what happened initially? Poison came out, right? Then the nectar came out. Similarly, that same thing will happen for our heart also. So we should try to chant. Initially our mind will not go. My spiritual master was saying this, like, okay, whether we like it or we don't like it, we should chant. Whether we like it or we don't like it, we should chant. Initially our mind will not go, but we should pray, Krishna, I really want to chant, I really want to hear each mantra. It may not go there, but we should still continue. And when Krishna sees that we are making endeavors, Krishna will give us pure devotion. Krishna will give us that taste. The time is something like, okay, the more we become sincere, Krishna will reciprocate accordingly. Krishna is saying that ye yatha mam prapadyante tam tathaiva bhajami. And this is the root thing which we have to hold on to. If we are really genuinely serious about it, it will happen. If we are genuinely serious in our endeavors, so we should take it very seriously. We should make sure that, okay, those special days that are there, Ekadashi and the special festival days, like in the calendar which we see, those things we should take it very, very sincerely. There are some tithis which are appearance days or disappearance days of acharyas. We'll talk about it later in our next subsequent sessions. But as those days also come, we should take those seriously, because we should seek for blessings on those days, especially from our acharyas, from Krishna, like on the special days. That way we can make significant progress. I know we are right now, today's 12th, 17th is Ekadashi. So we should try to chant more. We should try to uh, we should try to take the best advantage. And on that day, like, okay, Param Puja, my spiritual master Param Puja Radhanath Swami Maharaj is here in Detroit. Like, there is Farmington, there is event happening. I would highly recommend, like, okay, we should highly take advantage of this situation, because when we come in the association of pure devotees, you know what happens? Our Srila Narottam Das Thakur sings, Gang গঙ্গার স্পর্শ হইলে পাশ্চাতে পাবন দর্শনে পবিত্র করো এ তোমার গুণ. Gangar sparsha hoile paschate pavan. Once one takes bath in Ganga, right? After that, they will become pavan. They will become pure, right? Many people, they go to Ganga, right? चलो गंगा स्नान करके आया, पावन हो गए. Right? Have you heard that? Right? But when a pure devotee just glances, we don't have to, I mean, we just go and pay our dandavats. When that pure devotee just glances on that, we are purified. It is the most easiest way to get the highest form of mercy. And in amidst that, if we go and hear what is coming from the lips of the lotus mouth of a pure devotee, if that goes in, then we will make progress by leaps and bounds. It is guaranteed. If even if we don't understand, if we are trying to attentively hear, okay, I'm not able to understand it, but let me try to still attentively hear. Krishna is saying that, and just by doing that, because what is more important is our attitude, our consciousness, that we are eager to hear, we are eager to chant. I may not be understanding much, but I am just eager to chant. I really want to do. But when these pure devotees, they talk, they talk in such simple terms, like, okay, that everyone is able to absorb it. And if we develop that genuine desire that Krishna, please, today I am going to hear, I'm going to go to that event, I'm going to hear, please give me the ability to understand what is being said. Please purify me. Then through that, we get purified. And whenever, every time we come in, we should chant that mantra, Om Ajnanatimirandasam. Just by chanting that, like, means, oh spiritual master, I am born in the darkest of the ignorance, but please, with the torchlight of knowledge, please purify me. Then we make progress. So I'll stop here. I wanted to do it 40 minutes, but it's been 1 hour. So once again, I'm sorry for that, but I'll try to cut it short actually. Like, going further, I want to bring it down to 40 minutes. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu bevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavabhyo namo ananta koti vaishnav vrinda ki jai. Jagadish Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. Any questions or comments you have? Then we can quickly take it. Hare Krishna. No correction comments, right? Then we can close it here. Okay. Hare Krishna. Lalman Prabhu, you're saying something? You want to say something? Okay. Was it a raise?
Uh, it is very good to listen. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram. Let me check. There is one message that came through. Hare Krishna. Okay. Hare Krishna. Srila